Welcome to Let's Go Racing. Dani Gibson here with Dick Jerardi. We have a great show for you today. Jockey Kendrick Carmouche hit a milestone career with 4,000 wins. The Kentucky Derby takes shape as we talk to some of the final prep races. We talk with trainer Mike Pino, who's been on a winning roll with his barn firing on all cylinders. Some thrilling races here at Parx. But we're talking about the Kentucky Derby. We're going to have a day here at Parx Racing. Gates open at 10, family fun, so the picnic area will be open. And it's going to be a great day. Come out, bring your families, and enjoy a good day of racing.
No question. And come out the day before as well. We're going to have a seminar with track announcer Jessica Paquette, myself, and Jody McDonald talking about Derby Day, Oaks Day, whatever comes up.
Giving out all the winners.
Absolutely.
So you'll be able to get your tickets cashed. Well, Kendrick Carmouche, what a jockey he's been. He's in our Hall of Fame. He had an incredible milestone of 4,000 wins, and here is the incredible stretch call up at Aqueduct.
It's Stewie who's taken the lead. Sir Palace Prince down to the inside. Crimson Light's making up that ground once again. Is followed to the outside by Leo's Reward. Here comes Crimson Light in between horses. Crimson Light is edging clear late. Crimson Light, what a moment. Crimson Light gets the victory. And for the son of a jockey from Louisiana, he's the man of the moment here in New York. Kendrick Carmouche, 4,000 career wins.
DJ, you can just see the sheer joy in his face here.
No question, and he didn't waste any time, Dani. He needed 3 when the day started. He won 1 early, he got to 39.99, and that very next race, you just saw it. And with Todd Pletcher's horse, and remember that horse, that Crimson Light, he came from 1,000,000 miles behind in his first race, hadn't run for 15 months. You know what I loved about that ride? The horse looked like he had no shot. He was backing up. Kendrick says, not happening. I'm going to go right to the finish line. And afterwards, when he goes onto the apron with his people, with his fans, and they love him in New York just like they love him here at Parx. And to see Kendrick out there with his folks taking pictures and then jumping back and talking with our good friend Maggie Wolfendale.
How cool was that to be surrounded by, as you say, your people?
Oh, you know, I just love enjoying the fans. I like to thank my dad. He's not here with me now, but he is shining a light over me. And, you know, 4,000, man, a little boy from the bayou, you know. To be doing this much work in the Big Apple, it's my dream come true, you know. I love this sport. I love fighting for, you know, a win. We don't win all the time, but to get to 4,000, man.
You know what? Right after that, Dani, he won the Excelsior Stakes on the Phileas Fogg, and we're going to see him in the Wood Memorial here shortly. He gave a horse a brilliant ride to finish 3rd in that race.
Well, and he got to come celebrate here with his Parx jockey colony, and we love him so much here as well, and it was good to see him with all his favorite people up in the jocks room, and he won a few races here.
He did.
What a week for him.
He's working on his next 1,000. Can't wait for 5.
I said that to him. We're getting close to 5,000 already. Well, let's get to some local racing, and thrilling it was. Let's get with our Parx picks. It was Monday's 9th race. A mile and 70 yards is the distance, going for that $50,000 purse. Hagrid's Flame, my pick is post-time favorite.
9 to 5, and why wouldn't you win, Dani? You're on a roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of, maybe.
Nessa has the second choice. Ira the Icon. Michael Sanchez up.
Sanchez, Ness, good combination. They win some races on occasion here at Parx.
Well, this is going to get a little interesting. Here it is, the call of Parx picks.
And leading the way, Mega Charlie. Ira the Icon, he continues to chase. He's moving up a little bit closer. Hagrid's Flame and Assembly Point. Then it's back to Prince of Chill. He's 5th, continuing to lose ground. There's Monica and Supreme Being. He's at the back. And still, Mega Charlie, he's holding his lead as they go around the far turn. 47-3 for the half. That lead is dwindling, however. The stablemates are coming, one on each side. Up the rail, Hagrid's Flame on the outside. Ira the Icon. Those two come up and try to swallow up Mega Charlie as they go around the far turn. Hagrid's Flame, Ira the Icon, both of them full of run. Assembly Point all out down the center of the track. Hagrid's Flame now has the lead. Ira the Icon, he's chasing gamely. Hagrid's Flame, Ira the Icon now just a length back. On the inside, Mega Charlie's getting in gear. There's a 16th left, but Hagrid's Flame, he's going to hold them off. Hagrid's Flame gets the win.
Well, Ness won. Hagrid's Flame, my pick, crossed the finish line first, but Ruben did interfere with Michael Sanchez on Ira the Icon. Jamie Ness said this has never happened to him. Same owners. same trainer. The only benefit was with his horse being disqualified. His PA bred was put up for the win, so you get a 40% bonus with that.
The only loser in this thing, unfortunately, was Ruben Silvera, who had the win and then didn't win. But yeah, I've never seen that either. To see same trainer is one thing, but to have the same ownership group, crazy. Could only happen in S.
Yeah, they weren't sweating it one bit. I mean, it was a little awkward, you know, with Ruben and Michael right there, but everybody handled it professionally.
It was like the year of the cotillion where Monomoy Girl got DQ'd, and the owner, one of the owners, also owned the horse that finished second, so he walked out of the winner's circle and back in again.
With Midnight Beast.
Exactly.
Pretty cool. Well, we're going to go to our first break. When we come back, we have so much more. I'm going to talk with Mike Pino, one of the hottest trainers here at Parx Racing right now. All that coming up.
It's happening again. Those missed tackles are starting to stack up. Your friends pleading with players who can't hear them, sweating it out week after week. But not you. Why? Because whether they score or not, there's always another way to win on the BetParx app. New casino users score up to $1,000 bonus back in their first 24 hours.
The question a lot of people are asking themselves these days is, do I buy new or do I buy pre-owned? Here's what I'll tell you. New car inventories are still low and new car prices are still high. However, with the certified pre-owned Nissan at Chapman Nissan, we have a huge selection and you can save thousands over new. Plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, 1-year prepaid maintenance, and so much more. And not for nothing. Can you really tell the difference? I can't.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, trainer Mike Pino has been on a roll this year, quietly having a really good year. And, you know, he's very aggressive with spotting his horses well, and he's benefiting from that. And you got to talk with him.
I did. The first 3 months of the year, Danny, he was hitting at 45% here at Parx through Monday's races. We caught up with him Tuesday in the paddock. Here with Mike Pino. Mike, you've won over 2,000 races in your career. You've had some good hot streaks. How hot are you right now?
Right now, it's going unbelievable. I started to wonder what's going on myself, to tell you the truth. Just the spots are coming up. The horses are really doing good going into them. We're getting the good trips. It's like a blessing, basically. Yeah, everything's working out.
So the numbers at this point, 51 starts here at Parx, 23 wins, 45%. Now, you've been like always a good high percentage trainer. You ever been at 45 for an extended period of time before?
No. I mean, it's starting out good, but it's a long year. So if at the end of the year, if I'm 45%, then I'll really be. But yeah, it's starting out unbelievable, basically.
Mike, do you call all the shots, or do you talk to your owners about different things like claims and stuff like that?
I talk to the owners about them. Yeah, okay. You know, it's I like to have everybody involved, but yeah, I mean, I try to row the boat as much as I can. But, yeah, basically.
How many horses in the bar now?
Right now we have 28 horses. Yeah.
And I know Dan Ryan is one of your bigger owners, but how many owners do you have over there?
I have maybe five owners. I mean, Dan's the best. I mean, you can't ask for a better guy than him. He's on the same page with you, whether you're right or wrong, and he's the greatest. But and he's a big plus in how the success works out. So.
Have you gotten to the stage where after you saddle a horse, are you just walking straight to the winner's circle at this point, or what?
No, I don't get that. I know how this business can go, so I'm taking it, and I'm going to take the ride as long as it's going.
And you do know, I mean, I've talked to trainers, and I'm sure it's happened to you, where you can go 0 for months. What is that like when it goes the other way?
Oh, you lose sleep at night, and you're doing the same thing we're doing now. It just seems like when you lead them over there, you're not getting it done, and it gets frustrating. Through the years, some favorite horses for you? I had a few favorite ones. I guess 10 Keys. He was probably one of I had the most success with. But I had a few horses that were okay. I had a horse that won at Saratoga, Walliana. We claimed him. Horse Perfect Officer ran in the Breeders' Cup. We claimed him, and a couple of nice little horses there.
You had a horse of the year at Parx a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, I can't forget that horse for love of Bourbon. A nice horse, and it made it nicer because Dan owned the horse, and I'd love to have 10 of them just for him.
Always fun to catch up with Mike Pino. And look, he has been doing this a long time. His horses look great. He knows what he's doing, and he's been in the game a while.
He has more than 30 years, Danny, and I wrote about it this week on Let'sGoRacingParx.com. And I did ask him, I said, have you ever had a streak like this before? He said, no. Hottest he's ever been.
Yeah, he's having a lot of fun. And he's a pretty superstitious guy, so he's pretty fun to watch during the races. All right, let's get to some more local racing right here at Parx. It's a good one, too. Wednesday's 8th race. This is like a local stakes race, $55,000 purse. Horses going the mile and 70 yards. And our favorite is Awfully Cool.
I was a little surprised. Awfully Cool is a very cool horse. Obviously, run a lot of races, but I thought Counter Spy would be the favorite off of his recent form, and he's running against heavyweights at Gulfstream Park. He's 5-2, but a great race, a stakes race, basically.
Oh, yeah, here it is, Wednesday's 8th.
And Counter Spy wanted the lead, and he has it. 10 gauge, he takes the first crack. He's in second, a length back. Lonesome Boy, he's now a clear third. Adaro's backed off into fourth, and it's Awfully Cool. 5 in the line there, and Irish Cork is at the back. And Counter Spy continues to lead the way. 10 gauge, he's in second. Lonesome Boy is inching closer. He's on the rail. Adaro's getting the bridle again. He's now into third and getting in gear. They go into the far turn. The half, 46-4, and Counter Spy has repelled them all so far. Adaro, he's in second. Lonesome Boy's third. 10 gauge backed off into fourth. Awfully Cool under a drive in fifth. Nothing yet from Irish Cork. And Counter Spy trying to take them gate to wire, but he has some company coming. Adaro has his sights on the leader. Lonesome Boy's being asked for a bit more in third. Irish Cork uncorked from the back. He's making a big rally as they go around the far turn. And Counter Spy holds that lead. He's running a big race today. Lonesome Boy on the inside trying to reel him in. Adaro all out. Down the center of the track, Irish Cork, Awfully Cool, has his work cut out for him, and Counter Spy is opening up. He has found more. Counter Spy is kicking clear of this very good field. There's a 16th left on the far outside. Irish Cork trying to get to him, but it is Counter Spy. Front running win.
Counter Spy, and Michael Sanchez was not shy about wanting the lead. He got it, got him in a good cruising speed, and just powerful win.
Maybe Jack Armstrong's greatest claim, right? Claim for 40,000, just went over $250,000 since the claim. Counter Spy, such a cool horse, Danny. And if you're ever in a position where you really need to cash a bet, this is the greatest scenario in the game. Loose on the lead, Counter Spy, horse that loves to win. Who comes second? Irish Cork, a dead closer. You eliminate all the chasers. They're going to get tired. Bring the closer. There it was. Bang, bang.
That was a good one. And Frankie Pennington rode a bang-up race to come second with Irish Cork.
Yes, he did. But yeah, that's something to look for. Whenever you can see that scenario, that's the time to fire. I've made some of my biggest scores on that exact play.
Good tip from DJ right there. Well, let's keep it going. Tuesday's 9th race, fillies and mares, PA-bred fillies and mares going 6 furlongs. Voodoo You Do, Richie Vega, post-time favorite.
Easy for you to say, Danny. Voodoo You Do. Love Richie Vega.
Sundria for Hostway RC, Dexter Haddock, second choice.
And really good combination, Hostway and Dexter.
Yeah, they're teaming up for some victories. Here it is, Tuesday's 9th.
Voodoo You Do, she and her stablemate Shubigale, those two, not much separates them, just a neck apart. Voodoo You Do, Shubigale on the outside. Sundria Tempest Rising is getting a little bit closer than its Snappy Ride. Then the unlucky pair, Carousel Queen and Butter Be Quick, those two are at the back. The opening quarter, 23-3, 4 now across the track. On the inside, Voodoo You Do, Shubigale has a narrow lead. On the outside, Sundria in the 4-path, Tempest Rising trying to keep pace with those three. The half, 48 flat. Top of the stretch, anyone's race. Snappy Ride looking for some room on the far outside. Sundria has some momentum on the rail. Butter Be Quick trying to pick up a piece, but running very resolutely. Voodoo You Do has reclaimed the lead. There's the 16th left. Voodoo You Do coming up now. Snappy Ride, Voodoo You Do down to the line. Snappy Ride and Voodoo You Do.
Snappy Ride. This horse means so much. Bred by Mike Bellezzi and Jim Walford. And boy, Eliseo gave her a great setup to catch Voodoo You Do right at the wire.
43-1 up on the last couple strides by next. Snappy Ride.
Pretty cool win. Well, it's time for some Kentucky Derby prep races, and we're going to go out to California for the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby. 3-year-olds, a mile and an eighth, $500,000, and journalism, my favorite here, for Michael McCarthy.
Yeah, son of Curlin was super duper impressive in the San Felipe when Randan Barnes got 108 buyer that time.
2-year-old champ Citizens Bull for Bob Baffert, second choice.
Yeah, and whenever he's gotten to the front, he's been a killer. The question is what happens in this race with other speed.
Well, track announcer Frank Miramati gives us the Santa Anita Derby.
extremely compact field. There's a half mile left to go in the Santa Anita Derby, and it's the 2-year-old champ, Citizen Bull, and Martin Garcia just in front. Westwood is now backing out of it. Baeza running a big race. He's clearly in second. Journalism is hard ridden at the back of the field, and the trailer is Barnes. They're coming to the quarter pole, and Citizen Bull's been in front throughout. Baeza up alongside the challenge, and now Journalism is revving up a clear-cut third. They're at the top of the stretch in the Santa Anita Derby, and here's Baeza. Baeza forges past Citizen Bull, and Journalism is kicking into high gear. Journalism and Baeza in a Santa Anita Derby showdown. It is Journalism just in front of Baeza. Write this down. Journalism.
And Journalism gets the win there. Umberto Rispoli in the irons. Michael McCarthy's got to be feeling really good. So what are you thinking? He'll be the favorite?
Yeah, I think he'll be 3-1, 7-2, 4-1. Again, we're going to have a 20-horse field. Even favorites are big prices these days. Look, I liked everything about what Journalism did. If you watch the head-on, around the 3/8 pole, Barnes, who frankly, I don't even know what he was doing in the race. His workouts were no good. I think there's a story there. I'm not sure the trainer wanted him in the race. But anyway, Journalism got bounced into the rail several times. Not only did he overcome it, I mean, he has that turn move, and then he's got this incredible stride in the stretch. Yeah, he's a deserving favorite. The bloodlines are there. The trainer is there. And I texted Michael the next day, and I said, look, subtly, I said, hey, look, you have enough speed, and he does, to have like 14 behind you coming out of the first turn. That's the whole key. Everybody says, what will happen if he's in a bigger field? Well, you're not in a bigger field if 15 of them are behind you. That's how you ride the Derby. Ride like Stu Elliott rode Smarty Jones. Ride aggressive into the first turn. And look, Baeza was tremendous. Ran second. Right now, he's not in the race. He doesn't have enough points. This is a half to Mage and Dornick. Maybe we'll see him in the Preakness, and then Puka can have a triple crown of her own with a Derby winner, a Preakness winner, and a Belmont Stakes winner. But boy, to have a horse run like that was really impressive. Bob's going to go on with Citizen Bull. I don't see it. I think he's a need-to-lead type. There's all kinds of early speed in this race, including a horse we're just about to talk about. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. And Puka, what a mom she turned out to be. Well, let's go to New York. It's the Grade 2 Wood Memorial in Mile and 1/8. 3-year-olds, $750,000. Nice purse here. Captain Cook, favorite for Dutrow. Yeah, can our man Rick Dutrow come back after all those years with Big Brown all the way back to 2008? Well, Bob Baffert ships east with Rodriguez and calls Mike Smith off the bench. Yeah, blinkers off. His recent works, Danny, were tremendous, and he caught the rail. He looked like he's the lone speed. And man, 7-2 is some price in this situation. And Baffert trained his dad authentic. We'll see if he's like his daddy here. Here's the call to Wood.
It's Rodriguez in front, has a neck advantage. Captain Cook just watching the action here from second. Captain Cook and Manny Franco watching Rodriguez at the rail. My Matoli's gonna push forward. Grande out in the center of the racetrack has momentum for Dylan Davis. 4 across the racetrack through a 47.44 half-mile time. Passion Rules is saving ground towards the inside for Carmouche and moves on through. My Matoli's backed out of it. Sand Devils trying to run on. McAfee far back. Tiger 24 Statesman, Omaha. They're still chasing Mike Smith and Rodriguez. Captain Cook with every shot to run the front runner down. Here comes Grande, is trying to launch that rally. Passion Rules and Carmouche looking for a way through. Rodriguez turns it for home and has the lead. It's Rodriguez trying to open up, is doing just that. Rodriguez has now taken 3, almost 4 out of the field. Grande in the center of the racetrack is chased all the time here by Captain Cook. It is Rodriguez. Rodriguez with a 16th left to go. Rodriguez is opening up. It's a front-running score. The 100th running goes to Rodriguez. Mike Smith.
And Mike Smith schooled him in there with Rodriguez. Aggressive ride there to get the win.
Now, he was lone speed. He had the rail. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what he did, and it's very cool. Mike won this race the first time as a 19-year-old. Now he comes back 40 years later, wins it as a 59-year-old. And Rodriguez obviously will go on to the Derby, and Mike had the great line. He said, they pulled me off the bench, and I hit a 3 at the buzzer. Rodriguez is a good horse. The question is, what happens if he doesn't get the lead?
Yeah.
Now, it's going to be fascinating. The pace of the Derby is going to be very fascinating. We'll get into that as the days get closer.
Ooh, it's getting exciting. Well, let's go to Kentucky, and the Toyota Bluegrass was moved to Tuesday with the weather, but it was still an exciting race. A Grade 1, $1.25 million, 3-year-olds going a mile and an eighth. Chancer McPatrick, post-time favorite.
I was a little surprised he was the favorite. I mean, I get it. He was such a hyped 2-year-old, but he really never, other than the one-turn races, there was some question, how's he going to do at 2 turns? He didn't do much in the Breeders' Cup and did not a whole lot in his comeback race either.
Todd Pletcher sends out River Thames second choice.
Yeah, and Todd Pletcher is trying to get into Derby. He had a second in the Woods, so he's going to be in it. It wouldn't be a Derby without. But this is going to give Todd his second shot with River Thames.
Here it is, the Toyota Bluegrass.
East Avenue, a 3-length lead, midpoint of the backstretch. Owen Almighty, second, 3/4 of a length. River Thames, third up on the outside. Then a gap of 2 more lengths. Rendered Judgment is fourth by just a neck. Chancer McPatrick is still there with him in fifth, followed by Admiral Dennis in sixth, and Burnham Square last of the 7. 46.95 seconds the time for the first half mile. Over to the far turn they go. East Avenue, the leader by 2 lengths. Owen Almighty is second by just over 2. And now River Thames picks up the chase from third. Rendered Judgment is fourth. Chancer McPatrick is 6 lengths off the lead in fifth. Burnham Square has to go wide from last. Around Admiral Dennis, they move for the top of the stretch. East Avenue, the lead now down to just 1 length. Owen Almighty is in second position off the turn. River Thames is in third. Burnham Square still has a lot of work to do. Moves out to the center of the racetrack. Coming into the final furlong. Owen Almighty challenging East Avenue. River Thames seeks to join them. Admiral Dennis runs late toward the rail. Burnham Square from the outside. They've got to get East Avenue. He's got the lead in deep stretch. He leads a length and a half. River Thames is still trying. Burnham Square unleashing a final try.
Burnham Square, wow, what a ride. He closed to catch the front running East Avenue. Brian Hernandez just gave an exceptional ride on him.
He really did, and Ian Wilkes had himself a day. He won a Grade 1 earlier in the day. East Avenue is now back, blinkers on. They sent him to the front. He was great. We talked about the pace. Right, what are we talking about?
Yep.
We're talking about the 2-year-old champ. We're talking about Rodriguez. We're talking about East Avenue. They're all kind of need the lead types. This could be very interesting the first quarter mile of the Derby.
It's going to be a fast one, as it usually is. Well, let's go back to New York for the Grade 3 Distaff. 7 furlongs, $175,000. And our girl, Irish Maxima, post-time favorite, John Service and Frankie Pennington.
She is on some kind of a roll, Danny. 5 out of 6, and the lone loss was a really good second out at Mahoning Valley.
She'll have to contend with second choice favorite, Socially Selective.
Socially Selective, solid paper, Bill Mont, Aqueduct, dangerous.
Yeah, here it is, the Distaff.
Irish Maxima works into the turn. Socially Selective is trying to keep up here from second. St. Benedict's Prep is now in full gear, 3 wide. At the rail, here's the run from Sea Dancer, is engaged from fourth. They're trying to get to the leader, who is in hand and cruising right along. Ocean Gateway is the trailer. Socially Selected trying to split rivals. They're chasing Irish Maxima, who's barely been asked, reaches the top of the stretch. A confident look back here from Frankie Pennington, and Irish Maxima's just striding away. St. Benedict's Prep is trying to run her down, approaching a final furlong. Irish Maxima still with a comfortable cushion. St. Benedict's Prep is trying to move in closer. Inside the final 16th, she's almost there. She's going to win it.
And Irish Maxima gets her 8th victory. What a filly she is, and so happy for her. And my good friends with Irish 3, they're a lot of fun to have here at the track.
Yeah, and I spoke with John Service. I said, what's next? Well, there's a race for her at Aqueduct on Derby Day. There's also the Derby City Distaff. Now, I think John sounds like he's leaning to Aqueduct. I think the owners would love to be at the Derby for Derby Day. We'll see about that. But she is very cool. This is a daughter of Maximus Mischief. Chuck and Glenn and the guys and Butch Reed with Maximus Mischief the same day earlier. His son won the Godolphin Mile, Raging Torrent, so Maximus Mischief have it a day.
What a sire he's become, and we'll certainly be rooting on Irish Maxima wherever she runs next. Well, time for us to head to another break, but we have something really cool when we come back. Riding with Ramon, the thrill of riding a racehorse. Get right up on there with him, plus best of the rest.
This is Parx. This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you win. This is how you
sight. This is how you all night. 360 hit me. Now we're going all in. I can feel it calling. The crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided for over 4,000 former racehorses with a safe retirement.
These brave warriors do so much for the fans, and we want to make sure they're taken care of.
It's a group effort by all the owners and the trainers, and we've helped so many horses.
Responding to the need of a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retirement of the equine population at Parx Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
It's awesome. I mean, these are the things that we deal with every day that put us into the game and make the game great. Without the horses, we have nothing.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
Aftercare, it takes all of us, and every single person is responsible for it. These horses give us everything on the track. It's up to us to give them everything off the track.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, jockey Ramon Moya takes us on his horses with his 360 camera. So cool. And we talked to him about the different things you do to get a horse ready for a race.
So I get a few questions on how these horses train. And technically, it's up to the trainer. You know, I'm basically just a rider, so I get my instructions from the trainer. And they tell me what to do every day. You know, and every day is different, you know. One day they might jog, the next they might gallop. And when we breeze, we usually don't breeze. Probably like once a week or once every 2 weeks, I want to say. And a breeze is going like full speed. It's kind of like a prep. It's the closest speed you're gonna get to going in a race. So we can't let them go that fast every day, right? Because then they won't have nothing for the race. So we gotta gallop, slow them down a little bit, you know, jog one day, so that when they race, they have something in the tank. But every trainer is different. You know, they have their own regimen. So I get my instructions from them. Good girl. Horses are athletes as well. So they need to train every day, or almost every day. Same way basketball players practice, or football players practice, so do horses.
Ramon's been such a great advocate for thoroughbred racing, getting to get a real bird's eye view. And he was on our podcast, Gate to Wire, this week. It was a great conversation about him and what it's like to be a jockey.
Can't wait to watch.
Yeah, DJ's all excited. Hope you are too. Well, now it's time for our Jockey of the Week. Congratulations to Kendrick Carmouche, who hit the incredible career milestone of 4,000 wins plus a few extra right here at Parx. What a week for him, making him our Jockey of the Week, sponsored by NovaCare, the power of physical therapy. Now let's turn our attention to this week's Trainer of the Week, brought to you by the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Congratulations, Bruce Kravitz with Penn National Close. He came to Parx with a few exciting wins, making him our Trainer of the Week. The PTHA proudly partners with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation to present this week's Trainer of the Week. Well, we've got another Turning for Home family photo to share with you. Battaglia, retired by trainer Elliot Soto Martinez with a solid race record, 12 starts, 7 times in the money. This spunky gray mare by sire Liam's Map now lives in Connecticut at Grandview Farms. It's a new Turning for Home partner farm, and she's known as the farm goofball and snugglebug, and she loves to play with her toys, and she loves them more if there's a squeaker in them.
I love it. Well, the home of the champions, Connecticut. A mere 18 national titles in basketball between the men and the women in the last 30 30 years. It's the home of basketball and the home of
Battaglia. And she believes if the sun's out, her tongue's out, and you must scratch her back as you pass her. She's just got a real cool personality. Well, it's time for Best of the Rest, and we're going to go to Dubai for the Dubai World Cup. It's a Grade 1, $12 million, a mile and a quarter. What a race, and the champ Forever Young's out there.
Yeah, kept waiting for Forever Young, who's the one to make his move, and he never really did, Danny. He didn't come back to that race in the Saudi Cup. Hits show the two. The gray is trying to run down Mixto. They're both $1 million to 1. What? Hit show Florence Giroux and Brad Cox up on the last couple of strides to steal it from Mixto. Forever Young had to settle for third. Not the same horse we saw in Saudi Arabia.
The Americans with the exacta, the high-paying exacta. We're going to stay at Dubai. This is the Grade 2 UAE Derby. Kentucky Derby points on the line for 3-year-olds, $1 million. And what a finish there. Heart of Honor and Admire Daytona just going at it.
Yeah, the Japanese-bred Admire Daytona and the British-bred Heart of Honor are going down to the wire. Admire Daytona is going to get up. And he's already over here. He's coming to the Derby. He got in with this race. Look who beat him in a couple of races in Japan, Luxor Cafe. He's coming, so both the Japanese are coming. And technically, Heart of Honor can come for finishing second in that race. I know all these people with not as many points in America are hoping he doesn't come because he could deny somebody a spot. But yeah, we'll see. Frankly, I don't like any of the Japanese horses this year. I don't think it's what we saw the last couple of years, but we'll see as we get a little closer.
It was cool to see Safi Osborne riding for her dad, Jamie, and just what a finish. My heart goes to them with Heart of Honor. Well, let's go to Keeneland for the 3-year-old fillies in the Grade 1 Central Bank Ashland Stakes, a mile and 16, $750,000. And Mark Cassie's La Cara, she breaks well.
Yeah, Mark Cassie's been hot. She got loose on the lead with Dylan Davis, and they just weren't going to get to her. And really, the horse to watch here is the 6, Take Charge Milady for our man Kenny McPeak. She's going to come running up the rail late. Now, if you get a hot pace contested in Kentucky, this is a horse maybe could get a piece of it. I don't think any of them are beating Good Cheer. Good luck trying to beat her, the undefeated Brad Cox filly.
Yeah, Brad Cox's other filly, Muhammad, just wasn't the same there, just kind of a flat third.
And you'll get 10 mile with Baffert, but look, she's got a great race record. She's just not that fast.
I wish Burner Count was out there. Just kidding, guys.
Would be third choice.
Well, let's get to the PTHA Trophy race. It was Tuesday's 5th race, going a mile and 16th. Pretty cool field here, but the 8-year-old New Commission knows how to do it.
Yeah, New Commission at 6-1. Danny is going to just draw off and win this thing big by almost 7 lengths at the wire. New Commission, 8th career win.
Yeah, pretty cool horse there. Well, let's get to Eye on Racing. Lots going on, but Laurel Park has 4 stakes, so cheer on the local horses because we have a few Speediness, Disco Ebo, some local horses you could root on there.
No question. Down at Keeneland today, you have really the last chance. The Lexington, technically you could try to get in, but really there's not enough points now at this stage for any of those horses, but it's always a fun race, the Jenny Wiley. And we have the champ in the Apple Blossom. Torpedo Anna is back at Oaklawn today.
She's going to try to break some more filly and mare hearts. She is just so tough, the Grizzly Bear. Well, we're going to go to our final break. When we come back, we have Parx picks, so stick around.
It's happening again. Those missed tackles are starting to stack up. Your friends pleading with players who can't hear them, sweating it out week after week, but not you. Why? Because whether they score or not, there's always another way to win on the Parx app. New casino users score up to $1,000 bonus back in their first 24 hours.
Welcome back. It's time for Parx Picks. We look ahead to Monday's 9th race. Pretty solid field here. Going to go 6 furlongs. And look, DJ and I kind of like the same horse, but you pick yours.
Yeah, Liberté de Bayou. Hey, look, I've been doing speed figures my whole life. I can't not pick this horse with all the numbers for Jamie Nash. You're not going to get any price, but you should get a winner.
But if things collapse and he has a lot of company, Palm Island's going to be running through there. Kate DeMasi with Eliseo Ruiz. This has been a really good team up. And Eliseo, he really has a knack for getting them up right at the perfect time. Really big, handsome guy by Uncle Mo. This horse cost a lot of money as a baby, but Kate's done okay with him and might turn the tables here, and that will be a good price.
You definitely.
Well, track announcer Dave Rodman had one really cool call last Sunday in race 3. I happened to be in there with Bossy Kate in the backlit. Quick Quay and Cluck Cluck, here it is.
Cluck Cluck on the outside, Quick Quay, Cluck Cluck, they meet again. Coming to the final furlong, Quick Quay, Cluck Cluck. Cluck Cluck, Quick Quay just holding, Cluck Cluck still charging, Quick Quay, Cluck Cluck on the outside, Quick Quay, Cluck Cluck, Quick Quay.
That was a good call.
Easy for him to say. That was
Right.
astonishing. Dave's one of the best there is, and that was just legendary.
He's just so cool. I hope I get a winning call from him soon. Well, that wraps it up for us today. Thanks for watching. Come check us out. We're here racing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Post time's still 12:40. We'll let you know when it changes. Thanks for watching us on Let's Go Racing.
Off and racing in the Parx Pennsylvania Derby in a flawless beginning, and seize the ray. He's going to seize the day in the Pennsylvania Derby. Here comes Torpedo Anna, a 16th left to go. Torpedo Anna, the Grizzly has the heart of a lion. Torpedo Anna gets the win, a narrow victory in the cotillion.